Hello and welcome to the YBC show today. Thank you all for watching the video and enjoying the content. We will give you guys future episodes soon, but in the meantime, enjoy today's episode.
Hey, hello everyone. All you guys out there listening today, we have such a good topic that we're going to be going over. So if you've been keeping up with the episodes, we've been coming every week, giving you guys different topics, sharing, stories and insight on things that you can do to make better, decisions and things that you're contemplating. Maybe it might be on business or just overall anything that you're going through in your life that can help you out. So today's topic is actually going to be about credit and the importance of credit. So I'm going to be starting off this call and giving you guys some tips. I actually have like notes here so I don't forget. But I'm going to be giving you guys some tips on how I was able to maintain my credit and build it. So I have over 800 credit score. I've been having that for a couple years now, probably more than about 3 years now. I started building my credit at the age of 18. And what I found was there was like a long time ago, my stepmom had asked me, she said, did I want to go to school or did I want to have good credit? And I couldn't quite understand what she meant by that years ago. But what I realized was the whole debt ratio thing, right? Like going to college, paying off all this debt, or just kind of going to work and, working in life and building your credit and doing those types of things. So I remember telling her, like, oh, I guess I can have both, right? Like I didn't see how there could be a difference of not being able to have two. So when it comes to building your credit, it's important to start as early as possible. So if you have a job, right? Say, for instance, you get a job at 18 years old and you have some income coming in, it's really good to start off really small. Maybe you have a piece of jewelry that you want to buy, maybe you have something that you actually need. So what I usually advise people to do when they're first opening a credit card or opening a line of credit and they're at the age of 18 and make it an investment on something that is going to better you or help you out with something. So, like I said some people like do the jewelry thing, but what I actually advise people to do is like, hey, if you're starting a business and you go to Walmart and you get, a ton of supplies or things that you need, right? And you open up a line of credit, you open a credit card, your very first one, or anything like that, you can start building your credit on top of something that's going to be building something else for you. So say like, for example, some people get cell phones, right? Make your cell phone an investment. If it's going to be, taken out on your name and put on a line of credit, make an investment. Well, what are you doing with that phone? Maybe you have a business that you're going to be building later from your phone or something like that, right? So whatever it is that you're going to put a line of credit on, just make sure it's something that's like an investment wise, it's going to better or help you out. Another thing that I put on here, so I'm going to go down the list, is pay off all your cards on time. So do not borrow what you can't necessarily really afford back. Now, this is when you're just starting off in credit. Like if you're a person that's going into real estate and you need big money and different things like that, like that's a whole different ball game. But what I'm referencing to is like the minimum types of things. Like you maybe have a $500 credit limit or like 10,000 or something like that, between 5 and 10,000. So put something on there and make sure that you can pay it back when it comes around that first of the month. So if you can actually pay it off in full when the time is due, that's really great versus you building up so much interest over the years and paying out more when you should have just put something on there that you actually could afford, right? So that does help you out a lot in the beginning stages. Now, something else that you should do is put things on your credit that you're already going to be paying for monthly. So for example, you could get a gas card, right? If you get a gas card and you open one up and that's something that you're always going to be putting in your car, that's something that could be building your credit down later down the road. So people are usually like 18, 19 are really young. You have to go to work, you have to go to school, you have to commute. Well, if you open a gas card up, maybe it's Chevron or whichever gas you like, right? You already know you're going to be paying for that monthly. So if you can open that up on a credit account, that can also build your credit. Something that I like to do is just any equipment that I have, groceries. I know that I'm going to have to pay for that monthly anyways. Why not put it on my credit card? I know I have to pay my Wi-Fi bill. Why not put it on my credit card? I know there's like just, certain things that I have to pay for throughout the month. Even when it's just like, treating myself to something. Maybe I'm getting my hairs or nails or something done and I already have cash value for it, but I'm going to put it on my credit card anyways. And I'm just going to pay it in full that next upcoming month because this is money that I'm already using, right? And so another great thing to do is look at credit cards that give you cash back, that give you money back from what you're spending. I know there's different kinds of credit cards out there. There's some for when you're flying and you're traveling and stuff, but those cash back ones come in pretty handy. And if you're a person who has a credit union, that's really great too. That can help you out. So if you can somehow get into a credit union bank and open a credit card through your bank, you can also get really good interest rates. And sometimes they have cash back value ones as well. So even though you're already spending money on that, you can get money back from what you're already spending that you're already gonna pay in full. So that's something that you guys could do. Another thing you can do to boost your credit is by adding your bills on there. So I'll use, like I said, you can use it to pay your bills, right? That's something you already know you have to pay. So for example, you can connect your credit to your bills. I think it just depends on the state you're in, but if you have to pay a light bill or a gas bill and that's something you're already doing, why not go ahead and report that for your credit and just connect that on your account. So how you can do that is if you download the Experian app, it's free. You can pay for the extra services. Sometimes I like to have those just so I can be able to see things, but you can connect your bills with your credit. So that's something that's really great. Another thing that you should be doing, you guys, is checking your credit reports frequently. So make sure that everything is always up to date. Make sure there's no false things on your credit report. Otherwise, if there is, you can go about getting that cleaned off, reporting that and getting that off of your credit. But make sure your credit report is update, it's accurate, everything is correct. All the accounts on there, that you've opened them. And sometimes people have things on their account that they didn't even do. So it's important that you just check those out very frequently. And like I said, if you have the Experian app and you download that and you get the account, you can even call, you can have your credit report sent to you annually for free. So these are things that you guys can use, resources. Now have revolving credit. And what revolving credit means is you have different lines of credit for different things. So I don't have just one credit card that I just go by and use. So if you're able to open a new credit card and you obviously can afford it, you're going to be able to pay it off and keep up and maintain this credit card. It's important to have different types of credit. So of course that can be mortgage loan, car loan, different credit cards that you have maybe from shopping centers or different stuff like that. But when you have revolving credit, it's showing to the lender that you know how to obviously manage your money. You have different things that you're doing, but you're maintaining all of them in a whole, right? So if you're a person who doesn't have any huge debts yet, maybe you don't have mortgage or anything like that, you can still have different credit cards for different things that you use. So whether you have like a Walmart card that you get all your things from Walmart, maybe you have one for TJ Maxx for your household goods, different things like that to help you with your credit. And then, of course, pay off the things early that you can so that you can always, of course, avoid that interest if you don't need to. But say, for example, you're taking out a really big car loan or something I've always done is every car I've had, I've always paid it off in full. So I went ahead and just went the extra mile of paying it off in full ahead of time. It did benefit me because I didn't have to pay all that interest on it, but it did boost my credit score. So once you have on-time payments all the time and they're seeing that consistency, they will bump your points up, which is really good. So make sure that you're just paying things on time. It's going to look really good to the lenders. And when you have good credit, you guys, it even goes for your business credit. You can have a business line of credit. So if you can show and prove that you know how to maintain and manage your money, you can get big amounts of money that you can borrow and then go do something more, like I said, real estate, right? And kind of get in that big game where you can borrow a lot of money and have a little bit more leeway to be able to get things. So the reason why credit is so important in general is because if you want to buy a house, if you want to buy a car, if you want to get anything in life, especially in the US, some other countries are a little bit different, but in the US, it's important that you have good credit to actually get what you need. So you can be a person who has a ton of money, but if you don't have any credit and nothing to back that money up, then it's going to be really hard for you to get stuff. So it's important to know that if you maintain your credit score, it's not hard. I hear a lot of stories, people are like, oh, my credit's been trashed and and I'm thinking like, how did it even come to that? What did you do? Why did you take out a bunch of loans for something you couldn't pay? Or why were you not paying things on time, right? Just keep things at the minimum of what you can afford, right? So if you can only afford $100 in credit a month, that's something you can maintain, then go ahead and start that low. I'd rather you start that low and build upon it than to go get big old loans for stuff that you can't maintain, because then later on, you're going to have a really low credit score. If you're below the 600s, it's really hard for you to get anything, okay? So make sure that you guys are doing this very early. if you're a person who has children, you know, and you're watching this today, make sure that you teach them the importance of credit very early. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't put things in your children's name. Keep things only in your name. Don't mess up their credit or their name before they even have a chance at life. It's really important that you guys just start doing this as early as possible. So that's all the notes that I have. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to DeMarco and Justin.
Wow. Hey, yeah, for real. Go and give it up to her. For real, guys. Watching the video, or if you're on here, period, just wow, that was spot on. That was gold information right there, guys. Gold information right there. Like she said also, guys, you can start early, right? And then when you start early, that gives you more time, for the future too, to have even more of a higher score. Some people are starting their credit when they're older, right? That's okay, right? There's no such thing as a bad time to start, but the more better time to start is when you're very, more in the game of age, right? So just taking time to yourself, and thinking about, do I really need this, right? But if you do buy something, guys, right, there is a two categories that I say, right, for myself. There's a category of fun, and there's a category of return on investment. Okay, so what you buy, would that make you money back? Is there any kind of like, oh yeah, is there any kind of like possibility that you will get, a return from it, right? In some way, in some form, right? So don't just go blowing out money from left to right and just trying to splurge. Like sometimes, emergencies happen. And when you don't have so when you don't have enough money for, emergencies, then what are you going to do? Oh, I wasted like $2,000 just now on stuff that doesn't even matter. So that $2,000 you could have saved for yourself, or for your family, or your husband or wife, but instead you just wasted that money by just not having time management, right? Money management. Like I said before, of course it's okay to have stuff that you buy that you want for fun, and for hobbies and everything, but also there's the right thing to do, and then there's a smart thing to do too. So that's what I'm gonna say, about that. But lastly, though, before I hand it over to Justin, this is tax season still, okay? So money is circling from left to right, but because it, is doing that, please do not waste money, guys, the wrong way, and have it going down the drain. If you have, say for example, if you have like $5,000 or $10,000, right, that's coming to you from back to back to back, don't waste it, okay? Save it, invest in it, just put it into your kids' accounts, like savings accounts. Have money for the future, not just for the now. And go ahead, Justin. I said a lot right there, but yeah.
Yeah, you guys hit that out the park. So my input is pretty much to be mindful of your purchases, be mindful of your habits, because it's so easy for you to get wrapped up in the swipe. And the swipe is so easy to do. It's just a boom. It's one motion. It's easy. And when there's so many enticing things in the world and there's so many temptations around us, so many advertisements, so many opportunities to, oh, let's go hang out. Oh, let's go eat. Oh, let's go do this. Let's go do that. It's so easy to work yourself into a hole that is so difficult to get out of. Speaking from personal experience, you just have to be smart with how you purchase, when you purchase, where you purchase, because going from spending your credit on gas, it can go from going out, it can escalate to so many things. But just be mindful and be aware of your limitations and your available funds. There's a quote from Jay-Z. He was explaining on, if you don't have something, or if you can't afford to buy something twice, then you shouldn't be buying it in the first place. And that's a concept that I've been trying to develop and trying to ingrain in my life, because if I don't have it to where I can purchase it and still be comfortable in life and still be able to afford everything else, then I have no reason purchasing it in that moment. Yeah, mindfulness is very important. That's pretty much it, honestly.
Okay, everyone. So that was solid. You guys have our inputs about businesses, credit, et cetera, right? So today was season 1, right? Episode 5, guys. So please go ahead, and share this around. Rewind the video if you have to. Like, literally take notes on pen and paper. Write down things for your phone or write down things somehow, some way, right? Share this video around. It's very critical, right? Especially for our youths out there who don't know nothing, about credit. Schools, they don't really teach you the life fundamentals, right? Only some classes do, but it's not really heard of for like a basis, or minimum, should I say. You have to find those classes yourself. But this is for you guys, right? This is for us as well, as a team to, expand our knowledge on certain things and to share what we know for how we can better, ourselves and our community. So hopefully you guys have taken great notes and have really paid attention to the video today, guys. This is very beneficial for everyone. Like, you guys don't understand, or you might, but if you don't, please take heed to this video. So real quick before we head out, so Mona and Justin, just stay on for another like 2 minutes max, and then that's it. But for the viewers out there, guys, thank you guys for watching the video today. Much love to you all, and see you next time. See you next week for episode 6. So stay tuned for what that is going to be about. Follow the social media, YBC EOS official, and follow this YouTube page. If this is on YouTube, YBC space, then underscore. Subscribe to our videos, like, and all that good stuff. But much love, guys. God bless you all, and stay safe out there.